Hello friends, my name is Umesh Kale and name of my video channel is Performance Management in Manufacturing. In this channel we are specifically releasing the video which are helpful to the manufacturing industry to directly apply on the shop floor to improve the productivity quality by using the Lean Six Sigma tools. So in this context we are going to discuss today the affinity diagram. This is the tool required basically for the problem solving. All type of businesses and industries faces different kind of problem on day-to-day basis. Some problems are more complex in the nature, some problems are easy to solve. So we are discussing the tool that is called as the affinity diagram, which is helpful to solving the problem which are complex in nature. So we will discuss step by step. So initially in first slide we have discussed the definition of the affinity diagram and applications of the affinity diagram. So affinity diagram was created by a Japanese anthropologist Jiro Kawakita in 1960. Afterward it is started implementing in the industries and different businesses. And the definition of the affinity diagram is it is to generate large ideas and their natural relationship. Means the concept of affinity diagram is to generate the large ideas and their relationship with each other. So this is the main idea of the affinity diagram. So if you consider in the manufacturing scenario, generally we are facing the problem of productivity improvement, then quality improvement, in-house rejection, then customer complaint, or you may be facing the problem to some specific product, or cost reduction may be the problem. Then cycle time reduction is another case which we can treat also as a problem. So these are the different problems. So if your problem requires less than 10 ideas or less than 20 ideas, then you can go for the cause-effect diagram. But the idea requirement is more than 50, then you can go directly to the affinity diagram. So where the affinity diagram is used. So when you require the brainstorming of the people, and if your problem is the complex in nature and that require the cross-functional team involvement, means if there is requirement of different departments and their functions for the discussion and generating the ideas. So cross-functional means different department like production, quality, maintenance, planning, purchase. If you require these people for the discussion, then you can use as a affinity diagram for the problem solving. And then you can interrelate these ideas. Now we have discussed what is the affinity diagram. Then we will go to the next step, that is how to create the affinity diagram. So first step of the affinity diagram is for creating the affinity diagram you have to select a big size of board, because you have to put around 50 ideas on that board. So big size of board you have to select, and it should that board should be visible to the people to whom you are calling for the contribution. So after selecting the board, you start collecting the ideas by doing the brainstorming of your team members, and you directly write down on the board, or you can put the sticky notes. After writing it down on the board, and if you have collected the sufficient ideas, then you start grouping of these ideas. Means you should collect the similar kind of ideas into one group and name that group. So in this way you can form different group and name those group and selectively keep those group in the separate areas on the board. So once you have started grouping the ideas, then next step is to establish the relationship. Means this once you have formed the group, you should establish the relationship between the ideas. Means once you establishing the relationship between these ideas, you can be able to formulate the sequence of the operation, sequence of the process. So you will be understanding what is the sequence of the process in which the process is being performed and what is the interrelationship of these ideas. So So in this way you can generate the ideas and you can group it and you can interrelate with these ideas. So in this way, these are the three steps of the affinity diagram. So last step of the affinity diagram is what are the applications of the affinity diagram, what are the specific applications of the affinity diagram. So if your problem is complex and difficult to understand, if you are not able to understand the problem, so you have to define the problem initially, to what problem you have. For that also you can generate the ideas. For that affinity diagram is used. If the solution of the problem is not known, means you understand the problem, you have defined the problem, but you don't know the solution, then you can go for the affinity diagram and do the brainstorming and collect the idea and perform the previous, just now we have discussed the stages, that is, you have to group the ideas, you have to sequence these ideas, and you have to establish the relationship between these ideas. If the cross-functional team team contribution is required to generate the ideas, then you should go for the affinity diagram. Means if you have to collect the large number of people for the idea generation, and there should be a cross-functional involvement for the problem solving, then you should go for the affinity diagram. So these are the applications of the affinity diagram. So if the problem is complex, if you don't know the solution, and if the cross-functional team and large size of team is required. So these are the areas where the affinity diagram is used. So just now we have discussed about the affinity diagram. What is the definition, then what are the applications, construction, and where you can apply the affinity diagram. Example just now we have discussed. So in this way we are closing the video. So if you like the video, subscribe the video, share the video. So thank you to join my video. Thank you very much.